Hello, my dear ones. I want to keep on going with this video. Well, the last one, we're kind of breaking them up in segments, so I only have a half hour here, but I think I can get some question answered here. I've got one coming to you. Matter of fact, we're emailing on the dog with a carcinoma, tumor, mangiocarcinoma or something like that. I can't remember that the one, but anyway, she's going to be emailing you with what to do with this dog and how to work on getting this out of the dog. And you know your animals, especially your dogs, you can treat them pretty close to us. And so you really want to try to get them away from proteins for a little while. Dogs do better, believe it or not, even though they're omnivores. So if you've got a dog with tumors in them, you want to move to whatever they'll eat in the fruits and the veggies and stuff like that. And try to stay away from meat if you do raw only. Maybe the lighter meats, perhaps, but you know, when you got a tumor in a dog, you want, just like you were going after yourself, except whatever the dog can eat in terms of fruits and veggies, that's even better. You know, green drinks, stuff like that. Okay, so I want to get as much covered. Like I said, I only have a few minutes here, and this is Firmfoot. I like that. Firm. Thank you for all that you do for us. You're welcome, my friend. Like your name. I'm soaking in it. Thank you. Thank you. I am too, you know, because when you open yourself up and you just get it past that mind, you put that mind over there, man, the energy starts coming into you. And that energy has awareness. So guess who starts to grow in their awareness? Absolutely. So sacrificing thought for ecstasy and joy any day. After being on a 3-day apple juice fast, I now have a geographic tongue. Oh, yeah, what does it mean? It means your tongue's been in many places. No. You know, it's hard to get this image, but your tongue is actually an extension of your bowels. Your GI tract actually is from mouth to anus, actually. So really, the tongue has always been used as an indicator. All the little slits mean something, and hearts this, just like your palm, everything else, everything tells a story. But the coating on it, you know, it's very common for people to see white coating. The more toxic your gut gets, the more backed up lymphatically. Just spend a day without eating and see what happens to your tongue. Eating keeps everything moving and everything, but just try not eating. Now the body immediately shifts into detox or cleaning itself. So it has to. So feeding and cleaning are the two aspects of life that goes on in every creature out there. So the darker, let's put it this way, the darker, the thicker, the more seriously lymphatic up your GI tract is. And it can get really coated and nasty. If it's red and splitting, big time acidosis, and that you want to, you know, it's all wanting to deal with cleaning it up, but still you want to be careful with that. But that's funny, a geographic tongue, absolutely. I also have undigested food in my stools. Now, sometimes, guys, this is common on a raw food diet, especially when you're just getting started, because it's a little bit of a, what are you feeding me? This is good. Oh yeah, this is really good. Oh, I like this. I can get well with this. And that's what your body's saying when you start feeding it properly. Fruits and berries and melons. The body's going, oh, I'm going to love you back. And that's just what it does. Your body loves you back when you clean it out and make it healthy. Why wouldn't it? So yeah, you know, undigested foods in your stools, though. Remember, the pancreas is the main digester of foods. And so look at the pancreas. Go on a pancreatic formula if you want to for, say, a month or two. Look in your eyes first to see if you have a little lacuna there. And remember that the pancreas and the liver just branches off of that gut. So if your tongue is showing a lot of nasties on it, you know, then you can imagine your pancreas is probably backed up, your liver's backed up, your bowel walls are backed up. So you could surmise maybe some malabsorption to even more than some. So the eyes have it. That's the beauty of iridology. When you really get how beautiful of a science that is, how sweet, how simple, how right on, how beautiful. A little simple science that's not invasive, that anybody can learn. It's real simple. Children can learn it and have fun looking in eyes. Oh, look, you got the, if we can get the consciousness changed to, oh, look what we need to rebuild. And we start getting into that consciousness of getting healthy and rebuilding ourselves, the human race can get pretty far out there, maybe too far out for its, I don't want to say anything wrong there, but for the level this is at, I'm not sure how, how much of that one can have while still being here. It's enough to say, though, those that are awakening can have some incredible journeys into some extremely high levels of awareness or deep into the worlds of God. Put it that way. And only you can take yourself. I mean, you can have your spiritual guides and everything take you. There's no question about that. But you're the one. You're the one that's come from those areas. And if you can get your memories back, getting beyond that mind and detach yourself, some of you will see who you came in here with. I am pregnant, so I hesitate to take herbs. I only take the GI Broom. Is it safe for me to do a 10-day grape fast while pregnant? I probably wouldn't. To be honest with you, I wouldn't even think of, in terms of detoxing while I'm pregnant too much, because we've never lost a fetus ever by women that come in pregnant with this. And I've had some cancer cases where the mother had cancer pregnant and never lost the fetus even during some strong detox. But I still don't like to take any chances because if you have a weakened fetus, the body could abort it just because it's a weakened fetus. And man doesn't know how to run with God. Man doesn't understand the reality of any physical being is not the physical body. It's the consciousness. It's the awareness. It's the thing that's eternal, not the thing that dies and changes atoms and stuff like that. That's not reality. So all this fight about fetuses and all this stuff, give me a break. This is all tissue with neural responses. And you can't kill consciousness. You can't do it. There's no way anybody can kill you or hurt you or anything else. They can hurt your bodies, kill your bodies, absolutely. They're made of the fabric of each realm that you have them in. But that's not who you are. That's your little soldier body. I'll say this, my granddaughter took kidneys, endocrine glands, adrenals. What else did I have her on? I might even have her on brain and nerve. Of course, God's superfood blend. I think she had the GI Broom, stuff like that. And I was telling you about her. She dropped a 10-pounder, and this kid is going crazy. And it's like the pediatrician's going, holy crap, this isn't fat. This is solid. And it's like, holy, they're freaking out. So that's what I'm saying. The lymphatic formulas are the ones that have the strongest herbs in them. And for the most part, the lymphatic fives, lymph node fives, are your big boys. That's your blood roots, your poke roots, and all those. The boys that are designed for the tumors and the lymph system. Down from there, most of them are gross, generally regarded as safe stuff. They're all regarded as safe, but again, I don't care what people talk about, and the FDA just gets me to the grind. Of course, they have an agenda to get rid of us. There's no question about that, but. Anybody can overdose on anything. They talk about the potential to overdose on poke root. That just pisses me right off. I want to cram it down their throats. Yeah, you can overdose on any pharmaceutical. You can overdose on anything. So this is how they work and how they try to brainwash the folk. And this is a government agency. So there's a serious problem with that government agency that's got to be fixed. And fixed it will. There's no question. This is a fix-it time. And some things are going to be torn apart. Enough corruption. I don't know what corruption, people think they can get along with that. I guess because their religions aren't teaching them karma. Do whatever you wish to call it in your religion, because every spiritual religion has that in there, as far as I know. You basically reap what you sow. You basically cause and effect. Life is cause and effect. And once you get that, then you know that your life is going to be an effect of what you create. And it is right now. So I wouldn't go on a 10-day grape diet at all. I would just stay raw. Sorry, I'm so direct, but you're not direct. But I can only fit 500 characters in the form on your site. Will hypothyroid fix with raw fruit and fasting? No, but you could take something for the thyroid gland. You could use the thyroid formula, the herbal one, and see if that's enough to do it. If it isn't, you definitely want to check your basals under your arm and see how low you are, and then talk one of the staff here. Maybe you could go on a 150 milligram glandular just for one bottle or something to bring that up. The concern you want to think about in this case, sweetheart, is your pituitary. Is this hypothyroid actually the thyroid gland, or is it the pituitary sitting down on it? If it's a pituitary sitting down on it, and I might have to say also, I don't know how you check, and in PTH, I don't know terms of accuracy, but it's enough to say that if your thyroid is low, the possibility of your parathyroids being low is there, and the possibility of the pituitary creating that is there. So those are the three things. It sounds complicated, but those are the only three things you have to think about. In the endocrine gland system, the pituitary attached to the hypothalamus is the center of the hard drive. And the hard drive is where the information is and is departed. The autonomic then follows suit with that, comes right back here, all the communication lines, everything fits right back into the cerebellum, and then down you go. So, you want to think about the relationship of the pituitary gland, which is the master gland, to all the other glands. And there's what, 7, 9 hormones that the pituitary produces, all in the control of female menses and periods, all in thyroid control, parathyroid control, adrenal gland control. It controls all the other endos. So you have to consider the pituitary in all hypo or hyper cases of any other gland. And being that the sinus area is an area that just gets packed full of mucus from dairy products, the pituitary giving people more problems than they realize. And medical, if you're not a smart medical doctor, you will always blame the thyroid for TSH problems, instead of understanding that there could be an actual pituitary problem. So the beauty of this is that the eyes have it. The eyes can show you if you have a pituitary weakness. And if you do, it's right in the area where the transverse colon. So that's where you see the symbiotic relationship of the gut tissue and the brain from the embryonic area or time of your growth. And so that includes and picks up the transverse colon. It's hard to have a pituitary weakness and not have a transverse colon problem. It's almost synonymous. It's almost as that your colon goes first and then everything starts going up. Like I said, I've been doing this 40-some years now, and I have watched tumor formation all these years, because we've had tons and tons of them since day one. And all I can say is, now, years ago there wasn't so much involvement up here, but there is now. It's almost like finally the body's saturated, and now we have some serious friggin' crap going on. Because getting a tumor out of the head is a lot more difficult than getting the tumor out of the liver, that's for sure. So think about that. So I'd go on, the thyroid formula is very safe, full of berries. Most of the endocrine gland formulas are berry driven, meaning extremely gross, extremely regarded as safe. Says blessings your way. Same here. Same here, eat beef. I don't know why you're only limited to that many characters, because this person's got a lot more than you do. Let me see here. I don't have a lot of time to read the long ones, so hang on there. I'll get back to you, my friend. You got a bunch of questions, so hang on. Dr. Morris, I am new to the asking questions, so sorry if this is not the best place for it. Yeah, it sounds it. You know what? I don't take care of the site. Chris does. So if you have any questions to make longer ones, the thing is, the longer the question, I tend to put it to the side because it takes so long to go through one that there's so many people here that's needing help. And it's no offense, but I'll get them. But it just, I tend to try to get to the quicker ones, the shorter ones, so I can get more people covered. No offense to you guys, because I appreciate the explanation of your journey, too. You guys are really, I mean, when you start listening to all the individuals and their suffering and their journeys, it's a sad thing, you know. Sometimes it's a tearjerker sometimes. Because it's just, I never did get with suffering in God's world, so I'm one of those guys that tries to make things right. I was looking for advice on the topics of adenoids, allergies, and vitiligo. Now we're just talking about the pituitary, weren't we? So here we go right here, vitiligo. So, and then he's asking about adenoids, right? And then also allergies. So we know what's up just with those few words you gave right there, my friend. Exactly. I got a real good look just right there. That, of course, we're dealing up here. And that's a problem. Again, just the same thing with the lymph nodes of the adenoids, and you're up in there with the pituitary gland, that's vitiligo. You got to correct this one. You know, that pituitary is affecting your skin pigmentation. I had my adenoids removed when I was young. So you were backed up in the sinuses back then, see? And so now it's just infiltrated the pituitary gland and either shutting it down, or worst case scenario, of course, are these damn tumors or cysts, but still with a lot of mucus up in that area, it can suppress the function of the pituitary gland. And having adenoids removed is a good sign that your lymph system is backed up in the head area. No question about it. Adenoids and tonsils. TNAs. I read about the lymph nodes being similar to the adenoids for your immune system. I have terrible allergies to my dog, and that's lymphatic. And like I said, when you're getting up in here, your body's pretty saturated. So this is just a process of turning yourself around. I might add on allergies, guys, because we had one dude in California. This guy was unbelievable. We Googled him. Wealthy guy. Very wealthy guy. Give us all kinds of crap. Oh, he took some kind of nettles tea, and his skin broke out a little bit. Well, he assumed he was allergic to nettles. Unless you have an anaphylactic shock, when you're allergic to things, certain herbs will tend to be a little aggressive in the movement of lymph. And you're going to see an expression. And I think the fear here is the difference between a detox, skin eruption, that sort of thing, and an actually anaphylactic shock. You know, there's a lot of differences between just being right on that verge and then having it completely. And that's what you have to worry about, because he ripped us one side because we sent him some kidneys with the nettles. So, they missed it back there. We tried to make it right, and he called us all kinds of names. All kinds of names for nothing. Nothing. It's like people are sick. They're sick. And a lot of them are narcissistic as hell. And those people are going to miss their calling and their healing if they're not careful. You know, sometimes your own attitude will make you miss something vital in your experience. And, the time will come around again, of course, but still, it was sad to see people take off in that kind of insanity kind of thinking. We still were looking going, what was going on there? But it's enough to say, though, that if you have allergies and you start detoxing, you could see your skin pop out all over. You could see redness all over and itching all over. You're the one backed up full. If I was the one backed up full, I'd ride it. Ride it until it's gone and cleaned up like John, the 15-year-old. And all you other guys that are pulling that acne and rosaceous and dermatitis and all of the skin issues out of you. It's just lymph. And when get your allergies start building, your lymph is backing. And you got to break that system loose someday. And if you're too worried about having skin erosions and the body eliminating, then you're going to get yourself locked into Hellville. And all people's arrogance and things will just keep them locked. So again, you know, one chooses their own suffering. And this poor guy here, he's got allergies so bad to his dog, so he can't even love his dog because of his allergies. And you get your lymph system, my friend, cleaned up. Oh, this is a girl. This is Dana. So, honey, you get your lymph system cleaned up and you'll be able to love your dog again. For sure. And I live with my parents. Neither me or my family would ever have the heart to give up our... You don't give up your dog. You clean out your lymph system. That's all you got to do. Clean out your lymph system. But if you have an expression where you're starting to break out, okay, that's your sewer system, and your skin is your largest eliminative organ of the sewer system. So you can expect to see things blow on and off the skin from inside as you're eliminating outward. Get yourself sweating. Get yourself the name of the game is elimination of the stagnation. So you're in a process of interstitial, meaning around the cells, hydration to create an anionic environment, which is an alkaline environment of fluidity. You can say that in a lot of different ways. We try to. So you don't have to worry getting rid of your dog, honey. She is like a child. I know what a dog is. So you don't do that. You get your body cleaned up and get your lymph system cleaned up, because this is another problem. The word allergies is just the stepping stone to all the other nasties. Because this is all systemic acidosis, you could get into all kinds of issues, from all the arthritises to the fibromyalgias to the lupus to the Lymes to the cancers in terms of medical thinking. However, I'm trying so hard to fix these problems. My allergies to my dog are so severe that it prevents me from sleeping well. Well, again, you're going to have to let yourself go. Now, at the same time, you got to get on these herbs to help you. You don't want to just do this with foods, because herbs will help buffer that detox experience. And particularly, where do you want to go? I can tell you 2 places that are vital for you. Adrenals, number 1. You got to fix that. You need those steroids for the kick you're getting. And 2, you need the kidneys to filter. So you really need those 2 on board there, honey. I am sick all day at times. My energy is drained, and I avoid going home, spending most of the time at my boyfriend's house. I also have vitiligo. Okay, so these are all problems, honey. You've got to get your lymph system cleaned out and get your bowels cleaned up, and you got to get that pituitary up, because you're, as a female, not going to like what's going to happen here. I also have vitiligo on my face, where I have learned is caused from what I used to eat. Vitiligo caused by what you used to eat? Who told you that? This is much serious than that. I would assume not having adenoids also negatively impacts this. Yeah, because you're loaded, and the only way you depend upon the lymph nodes to allow for some breakdown of the matter by the bacterium, but also to expectorate, you know, out of the throat and out of the drainage, out of the sinuses. You'd expect things like this. So when that isn't happening and you're not draining there, you're holding. And when you're holding and building, nothing good ever comes of that. Nothing ever good comes of that. And you're starting to see that as you get older, the little things picking up. Well, these are serious little things. And vitiligo, to me, is very serious because it's a pituitary gland. And that means your head is saturated lymphatically with mucus and, you know, acids and things. You got to open yourself up no matter what you see. And the only thing that they're concerned with is anaphylactic shock. So you go slow. You muscle test yourself. Your boyfriend and you can muscle test you on all of these herbs, but you need to try to get a couple kits down you. Have your parents buy them, whatever. You got to get a few kits down you to get get down the road a little bit. You got to break this door open. Let your parents look at this video, but you got to break this door open. Your real blockage is your kidneys. Pee in a jar and see if you have sediment in it. $100, there's nothing but clear urine. So you really got to get your kidneys filtering to break all this loose. You also want to start sweating. No matter what you see on the skin, you start sweating. Get yourself opened up. And if your pituitary is sitting down on your, because with vitiligo, your pituitary can sit down on all your endos. Your height can be short or tall. You can have irregular menses, heavy bleeding cycles, painful menses, your thyroid down, your parathyroid down, your ovaries down, your adrenals, just from this problem. This is a big deal. So you want to fix this now, big time now, right? I have been vegetarian for a couple months now. I did a fruit fast for a few days in the past. All right, keep going with that. Dig, 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 clean, clean, clean. I need to improve on having a mucousless diet, and you do. You really do, and you want to get this sooner than later because you're the one suffering. I mean, you don't want to push yourself so far that you start getting tumors and things. I mean, I hate to talk that way, but that's where we are in this case here. I have also switched my diet a year ago to all organic and gluten-free. Excellent, my dear. I'm just praying that there is still hope to improve. Oh, stop it. You always can do this. Don't any of you think you don't have any hope, because that's not true at all. You can, at any time, you can turn your life around, you can turn your consciousness around, you can turn your health around at any time that you want. So what's keeping you? The mind and emotions. This is why I talk a lot about stepping behind that mind, becoming more conscious, therefore you're in control more. Therefore, you're making prudent decisions for how to take care of your bodies because you're too busy having fun and enjoying the beauty of awareness and the joy and ecstasy that brings. So you guys have fun. I've got to go. Got a client here, and I'll see you on the next video. So it's may the blessings be. Baraka Bashad. Love you guys.